This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Bruce.
Hello, Jody. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing over there?
I'm good. Did you see I put on a button-down shirt? I thought it was.
I see that. Yes, you're looking very nice.
Thank you. I felt like I needed to dress up a little.
Oh,
put on a shirt.
I just have a little short sleeve Henley on, so
I like it.
Yeah, I love little Henleys. I like it's like a t-shirt, but it just has a couple buttons here, so it feels like it just jazzes it up a little bit,
Right.
I like it. So
Nice.
Yeah.
So
what's going on over there in your world?
Well, Jody, I'm feeling a lot of stress, and
Okay.
a lot of that stress comes because, well, it's 2020, and 2020, nothing else needs to be said, really.
Yep.
But I'm feeling stressed because, like everyone who's staying home and getting their news this way, they're getting it from the internet. They're getting it from social media, and social media can be stressful.
Yes.
The news can be stressful. So this week, it feels like it's a good time, especially we're leading up to a huge election, very contentious political stuff that it's like everything is political. So, you can't escape it exactly.
Yeah.
We want to get through it. How do you do that? How can you better manage your social media and your news intake to stay sane moving forward?
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's a very important thing right now. It's trying to still stay informed, but not, fall down a rabbit hole of reading comments or getting into, any conspiracy theories or any, trying to get sucked into it and spending hours trying to figure something out. But also, staying informed in what's going on in issues or pandemic or, fires or whatever, whatever's going on, still trying to stay informed. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody on Twitter came up with the term doom scrolling, where I mean you're just you're locked in. You're reading it. You're every news piece that you can read. You're seeing things on social media, whether you're for or against, or you're seeing these horrible things, and it keeps building up and it keeps building up, and you can't stop yourself. So
like a car crash, you don't want to look, but you can't look away, kind of thing.
Exactly. Right. So it's a lot to take in, and it's ultimately not so great for our mental health to be stuck on those things all the time. So we thought we'd talk about a few different strategies to help you get through. And the first one, I just want to throw this out. Number one, what you need to do is throw your phone out the window, throw your computer out the window, head toward the woods, and don't come back.
Yeah. Until election day.
At least until election day, right?
Or if you can vote early, then vote early and then go
vote and go.
In the woods.
Yep. Yes. So
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
As soon as my ballot comes, I just double check my voter registration and to find out, because here in Oregon, we've been voting by mail for a long time. I've only been here a few years, so it's been good. They're going to mail them out soon, so I'm all good.
Yeah, the public service announcement time from Jody and I. Please vote. Yes. Do your part. So maybe you don't want to be so extreme. You don't have to be as extreme as just unplugging and getting out of civilization, but a little break can't hurt. I mean, just getting away from things for a while. Now this is a little more extreme than some of the other suggestions that we might have, but sometimes it's just good to disconnect and not have everything right in front of you all the time, because with a lot of these things that we're reading about, it's not like there are things that we can immediately do to change them. Or you're reading something on social media and it's a family member saying something horrifying, or an old high school friend who feels like they know everything. That's I know we're all dealing with that. So it's you have those things that you run into, and it's the best thing that you can do in some cases is to really just limit or totally decrease your intake.
Yeah. I think we've all gone through some highs and lows with social media. I know that During some of the protests and stuff that were happening in Minneapolis, I was glued to my phone or my laptop trying to find out every last little thing where everything, and then like it was amping me up and just
Mm.
making me, I didn't sleep that night. I just had, and so I had to just kind of stop and be like, okay, I know what's going on. I contacted my friends or family that are possibly affected.
Mhm.
They're good. I'm good, and then I just kind of took a deep breath and I'm like, okay, there's, like you said, there's nothing I can do from where I am on the West Coast to help anyone. So there are times when I have to kind of like, okay, I'm not going on Facebook today, or I'm not going on Twitter or whatever it is.
Sure.
And just, I need to get through my day. I need to go to work. I need to, feed the dog, walk the dog, do all the things you need to do. And you just have to keep going with your day.
Right.
One of the things that I've um, done or started doing is NPR, I think, does a little, and I was going to look up the name, but it's like a little morning news
Hmm.
snippet. So it's just like highlights, or like the top, like almost headlines, and just a brief little thing of what's going on that day or from yesterday.
Right.
It's not, I don't want to listen to like a whole hour of, just going back and forth about the same things that we've been talking about all year, or whatever
Sure.
tragic things going on today. It's just a little bit of, little highlights, little snippets that I can kind of take in. I'm like, okay, and now I can go back to my tunes or whatever on the drive to work.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's a great way to do it. You just get a small amount of information. You get the news, and then you're off to doing whatever it is that you do for the rest of your day. And
Mm-hmm.
all of this is amplified because of COVID, and because we're not able to be around each other, or we're stuck at home in a lot of different ways that we haven't been ever in our lives. So all of this stuff is amplified, and it makes it that much more difficult. Something else that you can do that can be beneficial is, if you're getting all of your, if you're glued to your phone and you're getting all of your news and information and social media right there in your hand, you can limit that. There are apps that will help you limit that on your
Mm-hmm.
phone and on your computer. And like, if you have an iPhone, they have screen time, and I use it for my kids, but I can also use it for myself. There are
Yep.
ways to tie that in to where it will keep you off certain apps. It'll keep you away from some of those things. It's a good way to manage some of that, especially if, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll read something and then I find that like 20 minutes has passed, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what
Mm-hmm.
happened? The time has passed. I've been staring at this thing,
I
getting
didn't, I
angry.
don't, yeah, I didn't learn anything or find out anything new. I'm just upset.
Right. Right. Exactly. I'm angry now, and I've spent all this time on nothing. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
a good way to manage that.
Yeah, absolutely. I should check into those. One thing I try to do is I try not to get my news from social media.
Hmm.
If I see something that upsets me, or I'm in, like, I want to know more, I'll get off of Facebook or Twitter and try to go to a reputable news source and actually find out. I don't want to hear some, like you said, an old high school friend's opinion about whatever is going on or what they think is going on,
Sure.
because it's going to be, put through some filter or whatever. So I really try to, go back to like some news source or whatever and
Hmm.
get a couple different opinions, but not like, you know, Sarah from wherever,
Sure.
and, back home, and,
Right. Yeah, the source, your news source can really make a difference where you get your news, and what, how they, I mean, a lot of news outlets are slanted one way or the other, and
hmm
they
hmm
they give specific information with, a specific type of angle. That said, there are a lot of great places to get your news that are not that are straightforward. They are delivering the news as journalism has done for
yeah,
hundreds of years.
yeah.
So it's it is important that you look at where you're getting that from.
hmm hmm
Uh, one other thing that I've found that is very helpful, and not just for this, but for everything, is limit the amount of notifications that you get,
mm.
because we get notifications on our phone about everything. We get
Yep.
notifications on our computers. I mean, they're coming from everywhere, and the idea is that those notifications are supposed to pull you in. It's great to
Yeah.
get information when you need it, but you're getting hit all the time. You're being inundated with info. So
Mhm.
you can
Mhm.
turn those notifications off or just silence them. But I would make a concerted effort to go in and think about what you really need to be notified about. I get a lot of news notifications that don't really help me and they don't do much for me.
Yeah, I need to figure out because my phone, the like whatever Apple News will pop up things
Hmm.
randomly, and I'm like, what? Like it'll be even like a sports thing, and I was like, I wasn't even following that or anything,
Right.
so I don't understand why you're telling me that. But okay, cool.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I did. Speaking of like those notifications, I don't know if you watched I think the Social Dilemma on Netflix. I think it's
No,
called.
but you're the second person to tell me about it.
You definitely like
Mm.
wow, I felt like I can't look at my phone during this whole movie. It it just really broke it down to show you how social media, how those apps are really trying to keep you engaged, keep you on the phone, keep you in interacting with the app or whatever
Hmm.
for their advertisers. So they're sending you notifications about stuff that isn't really important. Oh, so and so tagged you in this picture, or
Hmm.
so and so mentioned you in this. It's just to keep you locked into this little thing so
Right.
that the advertisers can get more info out of you. It's a I would definitely recommend it. It kind of gives you I mean, it's kind of a crazy documentary, but it's a fun it was definitely eye opening to really see, wow, they are really trying to keep you locked in there. And it definitely showed me that I need to, put my phone down, like no phones during dinner. That
Mm.
kind of thing is really important to try being engaged with your family or your housemates or whoever or with you. Yeah, it was definitely a good thing to check out.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch that for sure. So it feels like it's beer time.
Yes, yes. What do you got over there?
So this week I have from Proclamation Ale Company. I have Full Gamma, and it's not a pale ale. It's not a double pale ale. It is a triple pale ale,
Mm.
and it is 9.5%.
Woo.
Yeah, it's from Proclamation Ale Company in Warwick, Rhode
Rhode
Island.
Island. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, drink
Yikes.
fresh,
9.5.
unfiltered, and may contain sediment. Let's see how.
All
Let's
right.
let's see. Hmm.
Full gamma. It doesn't
Oh,
say much on here.
that's intense. That's intense. That's a strong beer.
It
Triple.
says hoppy, smooth, grapefruity, velvety, and bitter are some of the descriptors that people have
I would
used.
agree with smooth and velvety. It is
Hmm.
definitely both of those. It's grapefruity, but not some go way too far toward the bitter
Okay.
grapefruit. It's fairly easy to drink, but you know how some beers you drink, you can just tell that they're going to pack a wallop, and this is one of those.
Oh yeah, you
So,
can taste that like almost the alcohol.
uh huh.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. You won't get anything else done, and
That's right. That's right. This is the end of my day, apparently. So, here we go. Yeah.
all
What do
right.
you have?
I have Rhythm in the Lands. It's a dry hopped pilsner
Ooh,
from Cinderlands Brewing Company in Pittsburgh, PA.
nice.
Shout out to Pittsburgh.
Hey.
It says our Fresh Fest 2020 collab with Rhythm Brewing Company is a dry hopped pilsner brewed with Centennial and Comet hops.
Hmm.
It's
Wow.
only a 4.7 ABV.
Ah,
So
yes. Nice. What do you think?
oh yeah,
Tasty?
it's a little bit more bitter than I would think a pilsner would be.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Interesting. Pretty drinkable?
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I could definitely drink a few of these.
Nice.
Been trying
Nice.
to. This is the only time I'm drinking is during the show this month.
Ah, I see. Okay.
I was gonna try to do the dry October, and then I was like,
Ah,
well, how's that gonna work when
right,
I
right.
have a beer on the show? So
Yeah, yeah. So
well,
no drink October except,
except for
for
this
now.
one
Yeah,
every
right. Right.
every week.
Hmm. Very nice. Well, good. Well, two new beers, and you can always follow our beer list at Untapped. It's the Untapped app.
Yeah.
There's a heavy conversation beer list, and it's updated every week with the latest beers that we've enjoyed and beers from past episodes. So if you're looking for something that we've tried, or you want to steer clear of something that you remember from an episode, here you go. You
You
can
can
look at
see
our,
I'm
yeah.
kind of showing it on the video here. You can
Yeah.
find it on Untapped. It's got
Nice.
lots and lots of beer.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, good. Well, yeah. So, yeah, I think it really takes a concerted effort to stay away from social and from a lot of news. And one of the
Hmm.
problems that we run into is just that, when you are spending all your time focused on those things, it's easy to forget about your everyday regular life and to realize that things in your day-to-day life aren't necessarily as bad as what you're
Hmm.
reading. When you read all these things over and over, it's easy to just be like, you know,
Hmm.
the world's falling apart. And yes, it could be argued that it is. Yes, but
Yeah.
it's vital that we remember that everything that we're seeing in the news and on social media is not, it's not the be all end all of our lives, and
Yeah.
that has been for me in the last few months has been really important, and it's been something that I've been struggling with myself. I'm sure everybody, I think, is to an extent. It's just something where you have to stop and focus on other things, whether it's work or a hobby or your family or friends, or whatever the other things are that bring you joy and bring you happiness, and you need to be able to focus on those, and it will definitely help you out.
Hmm. Um, I was reading an article on Psychology Today, and one of the tips that I really resonated with is it says designate a news time.
Hmm,
So there's a certain time or whatever during the day that you will read the news or try to consume the news, and then otherwise just you stay away from it. And that's kind of the thing that I was doing with the NPR.
I like that.
It's called Up First.
Hmm,
It's NPR's Up First is the news you need to start your day. The three biggest stories of the day with reporting and analysis in 10 minutes. So
hmm.
it's just a little blurb, the top three stories of the day, and then I'm done.
Nice. Okay.
I really try to just limit it to that little bit of stuff, and then that's kind of it for the day.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents were always kind of that way. News in the morning, news at 5 p.m., and then done,
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think if you can do something like that where you are keeping it at a certain time, that absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
I
Good.
think, yeah, I definitely think it is important to, you're going to have to try harder to limit your intake of
Yes.
social media. I know I still get into that where I'm like, oh, I'm going to check something. And then all of a sudden I'm like, why did I, why am I on Facebook or why am I on Instagram right now? I don't even know what I'm doing.
That always happens with me with work. I will be there's something that I have to do, and it requires me to go to Facebook for whatever it is.
Hmm.
And next thing I know, I've forgotten what the thing was that I had
Yeah,
to do for work because
absolutely.
I'm scrolling through and looking at something that doesn't even
Hmm.
matter. So, yeah,
You'll you'll learn why in the Social Dilemma, that documentary.
adding it to the list. I'm going to have to watch it this week for sure.
Yeah, and it is, and I also use Facebook quite a bit and social media for talking about heavy conversation
Mm,
and sharing it with our fans,
right.
but also with Bearskin and trying to promote that stuff. But I also,
Mm,
I'll, as soon as I hit the little button, there's like this new thing right there, so I have to be like, okay, no, just go to the thing I need to do. Don't look at the 12 notifications or whatever, because they mean nothing,
Right.
or your friend went to this event. Oh, cool.
Great.
That
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Right. Especially now. It's not like who's going to events right now.
Yeah. Or it's
Nobody.
like they add an event you might be interested in.
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to that. So
Right.
they're trying really hard to keep you sucked into it, but
Hmm.
it's definitely going to take some work. And I definitely know that it does take work to, put it down, put it away.
Yes,
I try not to have it in my pocket all day long. I'll put it on my desk
that's a
so
good
that,
idea.
and I still get the like phantom buzzing, and I don't even have it in my pocket. And I'm like,
Right.
it just buzzed. Did it buzz in the office? Do I need to go check it? And I'm like, wow, this is an
Hmm.
addiction. I feel like I
Yeah.
need that fix of knowing what's happening right now. I might be missing something,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
I just try to take a step back and stay focused on work, whatever I'm doing for the day.
It's all you can do, just try to fight through and make the best use of your time. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully those tips help people kind of figure out how to manage it. It's obviously the next month or so, at least, are
Mm-hmm.
going to be
Mm-hmm.
rough. It's going to be a lot of it's going to be hell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So do whatever you can to uh, handle that, to mitigate stress and anger and frustration,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's better for you if you do. So yeah, hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Or just listen to us and don't
Please,
listen to,
please
don't watch the news. Just listen to us every
don't listen to
week.
anyone else. Speaking of news, I did forget about the news at the beginning,
Oh, yes.
but I do. There are two news pieces, and
Okay.
I know that one we've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so Savage X Fenty, which is Rihanna's uh, clothing brand, uh,
Yep.
came out with a new collection. I guess by the time you hear this, a week or so ago,
Yep.
and it promptly sold out. The positive thing about it is that they added a men's collection
Mm-hmm.
and added sizes to 3X. Uh, and they also featured plus size models,
Yeah.
not only on the website but also in the runway show.
Yeah. I
So,
watched the runway show just the other night on, I don't know, Amazon or Netflix or
oh,
something. Yeah, it was
nice.
really cool.
Hmm.
I really enjoy that. It's such a different take on what a runway show should be or is.
Sure.
And I love that she has all kinds of different body types.
Mhm.
There's men in there, bigger guys in there. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
It's
really fun.
It's awesome to see that, and I mean, 3X is certainly it's a step forward.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
I mean, we're always going to want bigger sizes, but it's a good step, and I think seeing uh, someone like Rihanna really focusing on inclusivity, I think is huge, and it's um, hopefully will help to set a standard and kind of make other people notice and maybe
Hmm.
make some changes to their collections of whatever it is they're making as well.
Well, yeah, if all the sizes sold out, then obviously there are people out there that want it. So
Right, right.
that's pretty amazing.
Yes. So the other piece of news is there is a reimagined version of Cinderella
Mm.
as a part of Disney's publishing line. They put out a book. It's a modern day romantic comedy, rom com Cinderella retelling for Disney Books. And Cinderella is plus size. It's called If the Shoe Fits. So
Okay.
I can say that that's something I did not expect to see Disney getting into, but you know, it makes a lot of sense. So very cool to see that they are focused on that. It was written by Julie Murphy, which is awesome. She's very excited about it, as she should be. Um, yeah, I think it's important that we see more representation and things like this. Show us that that somebody's listening. That multinational conglomerates, these
Right.
giant companies
Yeah.
are at least trying to make some cash and be more inclusive. So it's pretty neat, and it's all part of Disney Publishing kind of doing this new line of books that gives kind of a modern take on the Disney princesses,
Yeah,
which
I
is a
like that.
neat, yeah, it's a really neat thing that's geared toward adults, which is really interesting. When I
Mm-hmm.
first saw it, I thought, oh, well, that's good. The kids are going to love that, and then
Yeah,
I realized that it's actually,
yeah,
yeah, for adults. So, um, that's interesting. That's interesting in itself. I think that's a cool way to approach it. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of these things that we loved as kids are being made into things for us as adults.
yeah.
So,
And
yeah,
that actually sounds like I mean, they gave a little preview of it. That sounds actually kind of fun.
yeah. Do you want to read the preview, or you want me to?
Sure. It just says after having just graduated with a degree in shoe design and trying to get her feet on the ground, Cindy is working for her stepmother, who happens to be the executive producer of America's favorite reality show, Before Midnight. When a spot on the new show needs filling ASAP, Cindy volunteers, hoping it might help jumpstart her fashion career, or at least give her something to do while her peers land jobs in the world of high fashion. Turns out being the only plus size woman on a reality dating competition makes a splash. And soon Cindy becomes a body positivity icon for women everywhere. What she doesn't expect that she may just find inspiration and love in the process. Ultimately, Cindy learns that if the shoe doesn't fit, maybe it's time to design your own.
There we go. There we go. So if that doesn't convince you, then you have no heart. So
Oh,
there you go.
wow.
So please check it out. It's a pleasantly surprising piece of news there. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's all the news that I've got. But
Yeah.
there we go.
I'm looking
Hopefully,
forward to more from Rihanna, that's for sure.
yes, and hopefully we were able to de-stress people,
Yes.
or point them in a direction that will help, kind of manage some of this, because I know that we are going to be putting these ideas to the test over the next few weeks. So good luck, Joe.
Good. May the force be with you.
Yes, I'll take it.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right, bye-bye. See you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your
podcasts.